Kia ora e te whānau, and welcome along to yet another edition. We managed to get funding somehow for our second series or second episode of Kina Time with Storme. I'm just gonna make a shout out to apparently it's Hendo, but we'll call it Can Do Kina. They're not sponsoring this, but if you guys are out there and you want to, then by all means, please do. But I've got a special guest with us today. I wanna share a story with the bro coming up. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Kina Time, Mohi.
Cheers, bro. For having us. Good to be here. Good to be here.
First things first, how are you with Kina?
Yeah, all good.
Love?
I like Kina.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I love it, but definitely around. You know?
I stole a moment because the last person I got to interview for Kina Time was one of the greats, Anika Moore. And I stole a moment. And now that I'm looking back, it's probably better that I didn't because she didn't like it. But would you like to sip the juice? Would you like to be the first to sip the juice?
Yeah, why not?
I just wanted to give that opportunity to you. Is that
There's a bit of residue on
There's
there.
a bit of residue, bro. But please.
That ain't bad, eh?
Oh, because
Yeah.
before we start.
I got a bit of Kina in that one too. Hey, that's all good, eh? I told you. Once you open it, you don't know if it's going to be good or great.
I have heard on the grapevine, and if it's wrong, I'll tell you who told me. But you do get visited by the gout about as much time as I do from Bay Corp letters.
Yeah, bro.
Hey.
Well, who told you that?
Well,
That's actually quite
it's correct now,
confidential.
so I'm gonna
that's
keep my
true.
lips tight.
Actually, I don't know what triggers it.
Yeah.
But I know for sure that it's like citrus stuff. Usually when I have Kinas, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Because we do have
We'll know tomorrow.
We have a mobility scooter downstairs. I
I've
was
seen
trying
there's
to
an
find.
elevator as well.
And there's an elevator. We prepared everything for you in case you needed to
Sure,
hop
bro.
along. But what I wanted to ask, because I've had a knock on the toe from Uncle Gout, and
Knock on the toe. That's
I've had a knock on the
dangerous.
toe from Uncle Gout. But I'll tell you my story. But do you remember where you were when you first got a knock on the toe from Uncle Gout?
I was one that I can hard out remember because I was on my own. I did a gig over in Melbourne and decided to have like freshly squeezed orange juice.
Which is you
And you just think, hey,
that's
you're at
fine.
a market, you get the orange
Yeah,
juice.
yeah.
Beautiful. Had it tasted, honestly, the best orange juice I ever had.
That's always where it starts.
And then the next day I'm heading over to the airport because we're flying out. And it just so happens that our flight is cancelled.
Yeah.
And my whole foot is throbbing, eh? And I'm like, far out. I got here. I was like limping to get to the airport.
Wow.
And then it's cancelled. We got to catch a bus all the way back to where the ACOM was. And I was just like laid up, eh? And I didn't have any.
Because
meds
you
or
don't know
anything.
you have
I
it.
didn't know it was gonna come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was out for that whole next day and the following day and hopping back to the airport. Oh man, it was crazy. But it's a different kind of pain, eh? Like you think you're
Of course I know. Yeah.
yeah, you do.
No,
that,
please
yeah,
explain. Explain for
I
people.
feel like I don't know. Like when you have the gout, you know you got the gout.
Yeah.
like, yeah. So anyways, that's my story.
My first time with the gout, and I reckon I've had it all up in my life, enough to count on one hand.
Okay.
So thank you. I don't know what triggers mine either.
Yeah.
Apparently it might be golf, but I'll break that down later. But I think might have been like 2013, 2014, AUT University. It's not where it happened. That's just where I was. And we were going to Dress Smart.
Okay.
Which I feel like any good story in Tamaki starts with like this one time at Dress Smart. And so we were just shopping around, and then the midi went into one of the stores and I just sat down. I was like, yeah, I'll wait around because I hate shopping. And then she comes back out, we're moving to the next door, and I go to stand up. And I was like, whoa, my toe hurts massively. And then I had to limp because I didn't know what gout was at that time.
Yeah.
Nor did I know that I had gout. So, and she was like, I was like, my foot hurts. Can we go home? She's like, no, the deal's end today. So I had to be dragged around Dress Smart for 2 hours, limping, not knowing. And I had that for a week. I had it for a week. I didn't go to the doctors because I had too much money. I didn't want to.
Yeah, and you're
I was
like,
too proud. I was too proud.
Maybe you just sprained your ankle or
Yeah.
something. You know what's funny actually? When there's people involved in the story, they don't take you seriously, eh?
Nah,
They
see,
don't take it seriously.
until they get the gout.
Until they get the
Oh,
gout.
now you want some
Oh,
uffy.
now you want some
Oh, now you want
tactical.
some like, now you want to go home. Nah,
Bro,
we'll shop
no,
for another
we'll
2
keep
hours. You can
shopping.
see how it feels. That's where I'm at, okay?
Yeah.
So what we haven't done yet though is see if this Kina will trigger your gout. Now, as the manuhiri, as the guest, please, I would like to invite you to take the first kina from our can do kina.
Out of the kinas, what one do you usually go for? Do you go for like the darker ones? Or
Nah, the lighter ones. The darker ones I'll leave later on to the end because I've enjoyed the golden goodness. And it's just like the ones left over. So you choose.
Oh, that's a fat ass.
Yeah, get the fat. Oh!
Bro, that's half the punnet. It's a big one.
Oh, you have it, I guess. Nah, have it yourself. It's all good. You don't want it?
Oh, that's premiers.
Oh, okay.
Whoever said can do isn't good or can do, that's pretty good. Hey.
Me
I mean,
That's gorgeous. Okay. The kinas are there. Help yourself at any time.
me.
Even if you need to stop mid answer and eat,
Cool.
the floor is your kina. Well, oyster in most other cases. But let's talk, because I know you've got a new waiata coming out for Matariki. I want to talk about that new track first, because what we're doing here is essentially, I suppose I'm trying to connect people with how other people kind of reflect and get amongst Matariki. For you, you've got to write a song. Like, tell us about it.
Yeah, well, this particular song was written with the whole album that I've written for this year. It's called Starry Skies. One thing that I find that I do quite a bit each year for Matariki is to reflect but remember those passed on. And so this song in particular is dedicated to somebody really close to me that passed a few years ago. And so I thought it was quite special to try and write a waiata that will be there for Matariki, but also to allow people to grieve and to connect and remember those that are passed on, whether it's within the last year or over the years. Because, you know, for me anyway, I'm real slow at processing things, and so grief is one of those things.
Yeah.
But so that's what the song is about.
And so does it get hard to kind of like get your mind into a space to write waiata for that? Because obviously it sounds like the passing, a while ago, to then bring up those emotions and be able to put it into your waiata. Like, is it easy just to get into the headspace? You know what? I'm just going to write a Matariki song.
Nah, it isn't. In fact, the whole album, like it started off with one idea, one song, and then everything sort of spiraled from that. And so in order to write a song like this, I had to be in a space where it was kind of not the happiest to create a song like this. And I think for this song in particular, I had written words when she passed, because I was overseas at the time and I couldn't afford to come back to Tangi. So I wrote a whole lot of words out back then, and I didn't revisit them, I left them. And then 5 or so years passed on, this album comes around, I decide, actually, all of these songs are talking about one thing or another, connected to people of the past, people gone, people that are still here. Why don't I revisit those words? And so I'm revisiting this waiata was born.
It'll kind of like link everything together to be able to put it pen to paper.
And in that sense, it was easy.
Wow.
But you had to get into that spot
in
order to write it. Yeah.
Wow. I think, like, I'm not quite an emotional person, so not that I write music either, but I tend to like either perform or entertain through like a peak. So I take my hat off and I admire entertainers and musicians who have to go into this spot to be able to bring people up to that spot. You know what I mean? To like music. Yeah. So like I take my hat off to you, bro. That's awesome. And secondly, I understand that you're going to be part of the Matariki festivities on TVNZ. Like, is that making the big time?
Bro, I don't know. I think
like
so.
If you sign that contract, are you like, Mom, you won't believe it?
Right. Well, I mean, we only got contacted a little while ago about that particular broadcast, and I've seen it on the socials year after year, so it was a pretty big one to be a part of. We're going to be recording that this week, so excited.
Silly, cracked it.
And a cool bunch of artists as well. Asia, Seth Harpu.
Yes. Oh, Seth Harpu.
Yeah. It's going to be dangerous, bro.
I know. This is like the higher ups and like Māori music as well. One question I wanted to ask, this is going to be a massive sidetrack, by the way, but the latest waiata that we're playing on Mai at the moment, Flowers and Hendo.
Yo.
I'd seen you post one thing, first of all, You got a shoe deal with the Henderson shoe shop?
Bro, I know that guy. Yeah. So I've
Talk to me about that.
West City Shoes, they're staple.
West
of the
City Shoes,
community.
yes.
And so I wrote Flowers and Hendo. I've been back and forth their shop since I was a youngster, so he's known me as like a teeny bopper.
Buzzy.
And then I went back and Flowers and Hendo was out, and I was talking to the bro, and I was like, Farrell, can we do something where we do a giveaway for kids, because it was the school holidays as well. Yeah. But also the bro's like, he's been in so many different Kaupapa for Westside. And so I just thought, fine, let's just do it. And so we put our heads together, decided to do like a 3-pair giveaway. And we just did it across the socials. Like, it wasn't anything like too deep. It was just like bros helping out bros for the kids. And so that was dope, bro. And like, even as a youngster coming up, one of my big dreams, like as intermediate age, you know, you're trying to flex your best gears. A lot of us didn't have shoes. Yeah. And so to be able to go back to where I bought my first pair of shoes and be like, cuz, can we
That's where you bought your first pair?
Bro.
Do you remember what they were?
Bro, they're Converses. And
Shut
so
up.
the fact that those giveaways are Converses, because the bro was like, you should give away Converses. And I go, are they still popping these days? Like, what are kids wearing? They're like, they don't go out of style, cuz. They don't go out of style.
As long as our people are alive, Converses will always be the go-to. Because one, not that I know a lot about it, but good lifting shoes in the gym, apparently. Number two, good for the wide foot.
Yeah.
So they start tight, and then once the laces get a little bit loose, expands, and it
they fit the groove.
Gout ridden toe. You can wear your you can wear Converse. You gotta be sweet. I stay in Te Aratu, Tat South.
You know what? I was at the barber's yesterday. Yeah.
Which one?
Legends Fade.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
talking to the bro, Mateo, the Filipino fella, and he was like, bro, what are you doing? Yeah, bro.
He did my last haircut.
He said on Saturday. Yeah. I was like, bro, I'm going. He said, what are you up to? Because he knows we're into music. And I'm going to have an interview tomorrow with Mai. And he goes, bro, do you know Storme? I was like, bro, I'm having an interview with him. He's like, he was on here on Saturday.
Shout out, Legend Fade.
Shout out the bros.
There's a couple of things we can fix, but for the most part. But I bring up, shout out to Legends Fade, because when they get it right, fending off.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm married, leave me alone. But so staying in Tat South, and you being in the Hendo area, are you big on like takeaways?
Not hard out, but definitely a go-to is Haddad's.
Haddad's?
Yeah, over Tat.
You're from Hendo and you go to Haddad's?
Bro, straight up. That
I'm
is
not
like
knocking Haddad's, by the way, because for people who don't know, like the Yokum Burger has like kind of two homes. Most people say it's Little Abner's. Have you heard the Yokum Burger?
Nah.
I'll break it down for you. It's basically egg yolk. It's like a chicken burger with an egg.
Okay.
It's kind of like the best way to put it. Yokum. So much protein in it. But most people say that the home of the Yokum is Little Abner's in Papatoetoe.
Okay.
And then they've got Haddad's. They do the Yokum Burger as well. But I go there for the hot dogs.
True.
Do you know the hot dogs?
Nah. You know what? I only buy kebabs on chips. That's like my only go-to. And if not there, then sushi. And you can get sushi anywhere.
Is there a shop in Hendo, on the Hendo strip, that you would go to all the time?
It's called Makiyaki.
Makiyaki,
You know?
yeah. They're
bro.
on the breeds.
And not only that, but like they're cheap as.
Yeah.
And they're being cheap. So
They beam about the people from day dot.
Yeah. And they're dope people.
Yeah.
So I get my chicken katsus there or donburus.
And I know that this is probably a bit blasphemous, being, you know, Hendo having such a big spot in your heart. But I mean, like, West City Mall, though, is kind of like...
You know what? A lot of people say that.
But is it right?
I mean, I spent a lot of my time growing up there, you know. And so there's the butter chicken you can get inside there. I mean, a lot of the, you know what I'm talking about?
So we got the
Shamiana.
Shamia.
Yeah, come on now, eh? Yeah. Put it on for West City, bro.
Let's have a canoe. Let's have a cheers.
Because there's a couple good things in there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that don't need to be in a mall as well.
Yeah. What?
Like it's kind of,
What were you going to say?
well, like some of the shops say, like e-thing's been a thing for ages. I don't understand why they're still in business, but they're like right in the front of Henderson Mall.
Who's that?
E-thing?
Which one's E-thing?
It's like, you know the entrance where Westpac used to be?
Oh, yeah. Oh, E-thing. Yep. I'm with you. The go-to for me at the West City Mall is it Chips? They're basically the shop on the So where the escalator goes up to the warehouse,
Yeah.
but the bottom floor where the pie shop is, there's like that random clothes store that does like vintage like hockey jerseys and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
That's a go-to for me.
True.
And depending on how my body is, like Hallensteins, I'll go there.
Yeah.
Now and now.
They usually got a sale.
Yeah, and
got
they're
good
normally
box tees.
they're fitting for the fuller figured brother like myself, you know.
Yeah.
So Jed's is like, yep, they've got the 3XL jersey, sick. And
Yeah.
then sometimes I'll go to Hallensteins, and it might be, sorry, bro, we only got the XLs in stock. I'll come back next week, and then
Really?
wait to see just a couple more X's Hallensteins on that. Please, would be great. As far as West City's concerned, but I want to shout out if you're a burgers.
Yeah. I can't say I ate too many burgers.
There's a burger spot that's just opened up right outside of West City called oh my gosh, I just lost the name
There's
of
the
it.
one and they sell like those massive ass.
Yeah, bro.
My bro talks about them all the time. I forgot what they're called. They got like the
I just had
smash
a
burgers.
Smash burgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're in that corner, eh?
They're in the corner.
Is that where the
Yep.
dry cleaner is?
Right by the dry
Yeah,
cleaner,
I know you're
right across
talking
from the
about.
train station.
Yeah.
So I know like this is going to be in a weird place because you know Henderson better than I do. I'm just from Gizzy and I'm trying to
probably
figure point stuffs
know
out. But
quite
like
a bit about it.
if I could, that Smash Burger place and the Brazilian barbecue spot. I think it's called Kiko's.
That's actually good. I've never been there.
Yeah, I've seen people talk about it on TikTok. But then I go and check the prices. I was like, ooh,
That's the thing.
not this
eh?
pay cycle.
That's the
Not
thing.
this pay cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for you, bro, what's coming up?
I've just
Apart
released.
from Matariki
Yeah.
album, music.
I just released the first side of my album
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, and so this year's gonna be a rollout for the whole album. We drop a song in July, August, September, and then full album in October. Yeah, we're working on a whole bunch of things.
Should we do another Kina in October?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
You should do an album launch party with Kina. It's expensive. Yeah.
Especially,
But
the
it's different.
demographic, everybody's gonna be eating the Kinas.
Uh-huh. All of us gonna limp out.
We're gonna have to have one a person.
Just straight sea walking out of the album launch. Okay, music out in October.
Yeah.
Matariki coming up in the next couple of weeks. Congratulations on all your mahi and everything
Sure,
you
bro.
put in, bro. I follow you on Instagram as well. It's just mean to see the corridor that comes out when you've been putting out new stuff. You're quite open about like, you know, I've put my heart into this. I put mahi into this. I have to take time out for hoe water, all that sort of stuff. It just feels like it's now culminating to like this beautiful spot that we're in now.
Sure,
Kina,
bro. Thank you.
white table, some gorgeous hats at the end there as well. What's the hats first before we...
So this is the title of the album, The Flowers They Grow from Concrete Pavements. I got them made because we just...
Bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That isn't bad. Especially after a Kina.
Especially after a Kina. Yeah.
We just come back from the UK. So we did a tour over in Wales, a bunch of us, Jordan with the Y, Ma, and our band. And I got the hats done for the band and then to give away. And so at the moment, actually, it's just the top bit of that hat that is out, the flowers that grow. And then side B will come out and they'll be from Concrete Pavement. So make sure everybody's listening to the side A so you get when side B comes out. And it all sort of makes sense.
So clever. Did I say you were in Japan?
Yeah, I went
In
over
April?
there just because the flights were cheap. And we did a bit of mahi over there with one of the bros, Ken, who does videography. So there'll be some visuals come out soon as well.
You like anime or you just like Japan?
Nah, I'm not really into anime,
Nah.
but I think just don't put enough
Nah,
effort
who
into
is?
watching.
I mean, it's lame. Just be losers.
You
if
into
you're-
anime?
Wow. You know, right.
Dude,
It depends on how, do you think it's cool?
I think it's cool.
Okay.
I think whatever you like to do is
Oh,
cool to you.
Dabble maybe time from time.
Yeah.
Maybe get home tonight, maybe kind of thing. Well, that's been Kina time with Mohi. But before we get out of here, for a very special Matariki exclusive, in fact, I believe this is going to be the first time that it's going to be going out.
Yeah,
So
true.
for you, Tefano, you're going to get an exclusive performance of Starry Skies
Yeah, that's it.
for Matariki. So let's get into it.
Kia ora te iwi, my name is Mohi. This is my latest song, Starry Skies, for Matariki. Mauriora kia tātou. I, you, rain is falling. You meet me in the cold of night. I see you in the winter's evening. Your face in the starry skies. turn back time to tell you how much I love you. Take me to the highest high, yeah, 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 yeah. I've been self-medicated. Your voice memos on repeat. A hole in my heart you left me. Patchwork on my legacies. I visit you every Sunday. Reminisce our glory days. Speaking through the sky, hope you hear me. Keep me in the Sunday haze. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa, yeah, 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 yeah. Say in another lifetime, we could fly high, you and I. In another lifetime, we could fly high, you and I. In another lifetime, we could fly high, you and I. In another lifetime, we could fly high, you and I. I'm singing on all these stages, take you everywhere I go. Keep me in your heart of hearts, key to the day I'm coming. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I'll let you rest. Yeah. Say what? In another lifetime, we could fly high, you and I. In another lifetime, we could fly high, you and I. In another lifetime, we could fly high.